Walkers and runners. What muscles are active when you're walking and running? So there's a lot of quad, a ton of quad action, right? And there's also a lot of TFL, your tensor fascia lata. There's a muscle right here that helps connect the quad to the glute. So these two and your calves are the three primary movers when you're walking or running. Unfortunately, and your lower back can take a lot because runners notoriously and walkers, their glute stops working. So if you have lower back pain, if your quads are constantly tight, it's because these aren't working to help you at all. So you should do some strengthening for the glute. But right now we're just going to focus on stretching. So we're going to start from the feet up. Now, if you have any sort of like plantar fasciitis, if you get runner's knee, or sometimes they call it jumper's knee, where there's pain either down here on the outside of the knee, that's all connected because of your IT band. And there's a lot of underactive muscles and overactive muscles. So we're going to try to at least stretch those overactive muscles. All right. So what we're going to do is start with just a basic calf stretch. So this works best if you have a wall. If you don't, you can still do it just standing. But take a big step back, push both of those toes forward, or point both of those toes forward, pushing that back heel into the floor and making sure posture is good. So ears in line with shoulders, shoulders over hips. So you should be feeling a really nice stretch in that gastroc, the gastrocnemius, that upper part of your calf muscle. Good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now what I want you to do is bend that back knee in, and that should have moved it into your soleus. So that should be down here. Okay. So if you're against a wall, you'll be able to push a little bit more, have a little bit more stability to get a deeper stretch. You, of course, can do the same thing hanging off of a curb. When you're done with your walk, just let your heel hang off a curb and then bend your back knee in. Same thing. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch legs. So pushing both, please make sure that both of your toes are pointing forward, because you think, oh yeah, my toes are pointing forward, but then you look at your back toe and it's angled out a little bit. So please look at that back toe, because that means your lateral gastroc muscle is too tight and it's pulling your toe out. And that's part of the problem with plantar fasciitis, believe it or not. So it's really important to make sure both of those toes are pointing forward. Turning out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend that back knee in, trying to keep that knee in line with the toe. If your soleus is super tight, then the tendency is going to want to be for your knee to turn in. So your knee will want to do this. Don't let it do that. Try to keep that knee in line with that back toe. Again, check that back toe, because the tendency is for it to turn out. Don't want it to turn out. So there's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now the second muscle group that's usually super overactive, you have a hamstring. So you have 3 different hamstrings in your muscle right here. There's a long or short head right here. So you can't really feel it unless you relax your leg completely and dig your fingertips deep into that muscle. That's the short head. That connects into here and makes it all tight. So how you can stretch that, if you have a chair, you can use a chair. If you have a curb, you can use a curb, a couch, it doesn't matter. If you are prone to falling over because your balance isn't great or your ankle hurts, then please have something nearby to grab onto. But all you're going to do is stick a leg, like put that right heel on the chair, slight bend in that knee, and you're going to lean forward and do a little twist. Okay, so you can do this on the curb too. You can do it on the floor if you need to. Slight bend in that knee, and then twist your left shoulder to your right knee. And it should get a nice stretch in that outer hamstring area. It's that little twist that makes a difference, all right? You feel it a lot easier if you're on a little higher surface, but here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. We got to switch sides. So chair, curve, doesn't matter. Just keep that toe pointed to the ceiling, slight bend in your knee, lean forward, and twist. But you definitely want to make sure that your leg's not up here, because you're not going to get a good stretch. So the toe needs to be lower than the knee. And as long as you're getting that little twist there, slight bend in your standing leg so that you're not hyperextending through the back of your knee there. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay. So the TFL is a very tricky muscle to stretch for a lot of people. So we're going to try it. And hopefully you'll be able to feel this, because I want to do all these standing, because you've just finished a walk, you're outside, you don't have a mat, you don't have anything like that. So what you're going to do is cross your right foot over your left in the front. So take that right over left. And now you're just going to push that, lean to the left. And you should feel a nice stretch in the outer hip. Now, if your quadratus lumborum is tighter, then you won't feel it here. So if you're feeling it through here, that lower back area, that's okay. That just means that it's tighter than your TFL. So if you want a deeper TFL stretch, here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I'll show you that a different stretch in just a second, but let's switch and do the other leg. So crossing the left over the right, standing nice and tall, and then just lean to the right. And hopefully you're getting a nice stretch in that TFL. Could be lower back. It's okay, because that lower back does get tight when you're a runner. Good. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now if you can find a bench to stretch on, you can do that. You could do this standing. You just want to make sure there's a tree to hold on to. You could sit in a chair. So I'll show you the 2 different variations. If you're standing and you found a tree to lean against, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then you're just going to sit and push your right knee away from you. So you don't want it up here. You got to push it away. But if you want to do this from a chair, you just sit, cross that right ankle over your left knee, push your right knee down, and then if you can, lean forward. So that's going to get a whole bunch of stuff happening in this area. Should feel really good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Oh, that's magical, isn't it? It's amazing. Watch out. You're going to be like, I feel like $1 million today, because I stretched my TFL, and they'll be like, what? Your TF what? Just call, what's my tensor fascia lata? And it's not latte, it's lata. So make sure we're switching sides. So left over right, left ankle over right, push that left knee down, lean forward if you can. I know this area gets tight for a lot of people, especially if you have been sitting for many, many years. This area is going to be tight, so do what you can. If this is all you can do and you're getting a good stretch, perfect. But here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. 2 more muscle groups that we need to stretch. We got to get those inner thighs. So from a standing position, those legs will go wide, and all you'll do is shift your weight onto your left leg. Make sure that right toe is pointing forward. It should be a really nice stretch in that inner thigh. Good. Are you guys breathing through this, by the way? You're all still moving, so that's a good sign. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll come out of that. Whew, shake it out a little bit. We'll switch to the other side. Good job. Should feel good. Nice zero bend in that leg that you're stretching. Should nice stretch all the way from the upper inner thigh all the way down to the knee area, hopefully. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Last muscle group we need to, well, actually there's 2 more. I forgot the hip flexors. So we're going to get your quads. So hopefully if you need to find something to hold on to, please do. But you're going to grab your foot, the back of your shoe, your sock, your pant leg, whatever you can grab onto there. And then try to keep that knee pointing down because you don't want it coming out here. You got to keep that knee pointing straight down. Good. Abs nice and tight. Pull that belly button in the spine. Check your shoulders. They should be pulled down. Your ears should be in line with your shoulders as well. Good. Slight bend in that standing knee so that you're not going to hyperextend. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little break. I want to show you one more on that same leg because you have 4 quad muscles. That's why it's called quadricep, because there's 4 different muscles. Traditionally, runners have a tighter quad, the vastus lateralis right here. So what you're going to do, I'll show you from the back side, stretching your left leg, grab your left foot with your right hand, and then pull that, if it doesn't cause knee pain, pull your glute, your left heel to your right glute. If it's not tight, you won't feel much, but you might feel a major stretch out here. Again, if it hurts your knee, please stop. Good, here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, shaking that out. You guys are gonna feel like Gumby today. Hopefully you guys know who Gumby is. Okay, 2 of you do, awesome. Now we're gonna get to that other leg. So we'll just start with that traditional quad stretch. Pulling that glute or the heel to your glute, knee pointing straight down, standing knee slightly bent, abs nice and tight, back nice and tall, ears over shoulders. Okay, so you don't want to be stretching like this because then it messes a whole bunch of things up. So really nice tall posture here. Good. Here's 6, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay. Now we got to do the same thing. So grabbing the foot, bringing it over to the opposite glute, standing nice and tall. Turn around here, make sure. Perfect. Standing leg slightly bent. You might even be feeling a nice little stretch in that TFL. It's a possibility, or maybe some oblique. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last one, hip flexors, because your hip flexors do a ton of work while you're walking. So much like the calf stretch, a little bit narrower stance, though. You don't have to be quite so far back in order to get that stretch in the calf. So a little bit narrower stance. Both toes pointing forward is still important, though. What you're going to do is just push that hip forward. So push your hip forward and then raise the arm of the leg that's back. Right, so frontal view here. Raise the arm and legs back. If you want to twist to the side a little bit, you should be getting a really nice stretch through the front of that hip. Should feel really good. There's 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. We'll switch sides. Not as big of a stance as that calf stretch. Push those hips forward. You should already feel a little stretch here. That's good. Now you raise the arm of the leg that's back. If you want to twist to the side just a little, reaching over, you can. You can just go straight overhead. That's fine too. You don't have to add that little twist. All right, here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. Okay, so those are all of the really big muscles that you need to stretch after a good run or a walk. All right. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I can put the email at the end of the video here so that you guys know how to reach out. And thanks for joining me today.